Hi, I'm Alex from Xantrex. I'm going to show you a couple features on our eGEN system. All right, for this video today, I'm going to show you how to do an eGEN system update. We have our parent battery here on the right. We have our child battery on the left. And in the center here, we have our eGEN display. This is set up in a Dynamax SATA 3 Freedom Edition. This is set up with its harness and all of the connections below the screen here. There's a CAN, a closed area network that we have connecting all of these together, so they all talk. The inverter is also on that network, but we don't need to be doing an update on it. We are going to be utilizing our power supply that is in the Xantrex toolkit so that we can add power to the network. Our cable that has a 3M mini clamp 2 connection on the back of our eGEN display. And this is actually really cool. It just kind of fits onto there. Now, if this is installed into a vehicle and it's already on the CAN, you don't need to isolate if you don't want to, if it's hidden somewhere. If it's easy to get to, go ahead and do it. But if it's on the network, it does have a different address, so you could just update over the network. And this is just going to plug in. And then here we have our harness itself. I explained this in a different video. Basically, we have our Deutsch connector here with our 2 notches. That's going to be facing up. 1 notch is going to be facing down. We have a fuse in this block right here. It's a 3-amp fuse. It supplies power on the network utilizing the battery, but we are going to be, just for safety's sake, using that external barrel support so that we have power supplied. That's what that is right there. We have our terminator. This is 120 ohms. We have 2 120 ohm resistors in here, so that's 60 ohms for the network, the start and the end. And it's all connected to our peak dongle, which is going to plug into our computer. And while I'm doing that, we do need to make sure that the system is on at the beginning of this. So we're going to push and hold the battery button until it turns on. This is the computer that we send with our Xantrex toolkit that will be doing the update. So if you have one of these, it should look identical. If not, you will need to find your files, but we have a firmware shortcut down here that has the battery firmwares and the display firmware. So that's where our information is going to live. Now we heard and we can see that the system has come online. We are at 87% overall. We're plugged into shore because we have a little loop going on in there. It thinks that it's on shore power. So now what we're going to do, I generally will start with the child battery. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to unplug that and plug in our harness. The screen will drop to 50% of its overall data because it only has one of the 2 batteries online. And I'm going to create a new folder so that we can put all of our screenshots in it. Demo. We're just going to call it the demo. So now we're going to open up the EMX settings tool. When the tool comes up, you're going to hit the connect button, and down in the lower left corner, you'll see that it starts looking for all the protocol and the targets. After it finds it, you'll see in the upper right corner here, you will see that we have the CAN device, we have the protocol as RVC, the target is 3F. That's letting us know that it's the child battery. We're going to now click on read settings. And again, in the lower left corner, it tells you what it's looking for. And everything then should be populated on the left-hand side of the screen here. Now, what I like to do is take a screenshot. So I will hit the Windows button, Shift and S. What that'll do is that'll bring up this bar up here. I like this center one. It's a window snip, and you can just take the entire window. Save it. We're going to go back to this desktop demo. And this is the child battery. So I'm going to label this EMX underscore child underscore before. Save that. That'll be helpful for later when we start needing to put in all of these settings again. We're going to hit the disconnect button, close that program, and then we're going to go over here to where IFM, it's a little orange circle, says maintenance. We're going to open this. We're going to hit the basic systems button, the CAN system. We're not doing wireless. We're going to hit OK here. We're going to close that. Now, this battery is going to be writing node 14, 1, 4. So we're going to type that here in the center underneath PC interface. Over here in the center column, a little off to the left, you've got a little drop down black arrow, system information, and it'll say identity. You're going to hit update. It will put the battery into stop mode. We're going to hit yes. We heard the battery turn off, and if you look over here now, we do not have the LED. It means the battery is off. Back to the screen, we're going to scroll down a little bit. We are going to see right here, it says EMX 23BN58. That means that this is on the build number, or the build 2.3 build 58. We are going to update that. Over here where it says software, well, actually, you know what? What we're going to do is we're going to take a screenshot of this. That's helpful. So we'll do the same thing as before. IFM child underscore before. So now we have that for our records later. We're going to hit the software drop-down arrow, and we're going to hit load, open file, and this is where we're going to need to know where we put our files. Like I said before, firmware, batteries, and for this we are actually going to be looking at 4.1 build 32. Hit the IEC application, or you can hit the all check mark there. Hit load. Executing will put this into stop mode. We are okay with that. This is going to do a slow load at first, all the way across, and then it's going to do a quick load. All right, when that's all done, you'll get this pop-up saying to reset the controller. We don't have to do that. We're just going to hit OK. And with that, we will see our battery starts coming back online. We're okay with that. What I like to do, just to clarify that I actually have done the update, I like to go to identity, and we can wait for the battery to come online. The startup sequence takes about 45 seconds. And now that it is online, we have a flash pattern. This is the battery looking to assign itself as a parent or a child, or if it's a singular one-of-one battery. For this instance, what we're going to do is we are just going to hit the button, it's going to do a fast flash, and it's going to assign itself as a parent battery, a one-of-one battery. Now we're going to change that later, and I'm going to show you what that looks like if we don't do this, but as of right now, this is now set to a one-of-one battery. And I'm going to go over here back to the screen. Like I said, we're going to verify that we have the 4.1 on here. We have the identity hit. We're going to hit update. It's going to put the battery into stop mode. We can hit yes. Again, the battery is going to turn off, and we can scroll down and see right here it says EMX 41BN32. So that is verifying we have indeed updated this battery. We're going to go ahead and do that Windows Shift S button again. Take a screenshot of this, again for record keeping, to make sure that we know that we have done the update on this battery. Hit the save icon. And I'm going to make this IFM underscore child underscore after. Now, we are going to need to turn this battery back on. So if we go here to commands, we can actually hit the power on button. And when we do that, we will see that the battery starts to turn back on. So we're going to let that turn on all the way. We are going to close this program. We do not want to save this configuration, and we are then going to open up the EMX settings tool, like what we started with. I'm going to wait for the battery to come online all the way so that it has time to give me all of its information. We're going to hit the connect button, and then we will hit the read button. And you can see that it's populated this as a 1-of-1 battery at CAN offset 46, and it doesn't have a serial number. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find that file that we made earlier, the child before. We're going to use this as a reference. Now the CAN offset for this specific battery is going to be 3F. The battery instance is going to be 2, pack count of 2. So right here, the serial number is 0A10V7. We need to have 6 digits, so we will use that 0 as the beginning. A10V7. All right, and then here we're going to set the configurable to combiner, and the pre-charge timer needs to be 5. So we need to remember that. With all of that done, we are going to hit Write Settings. Down in the lower left corner, again, it's going to tell you what it's doing. And I'm going to disconnect, close the program. We're going to open the program again just to verify, we're going to hit Connect, that we actually have the update done. Over here, it does say target number 2, or if it says RVC as protocol, it'll say target as 3F. Either is fine. We're going to hit the Read Settings button. Populates everything. It looks like it didn't quite catch that serial number, so we're going to go ahead and put that back in. Configurable also didn't take. Combiner. Okay. Write the settings. Oh, it looks like the CAN offset didn't take either. So let's go ahead and make that back to 3F. Battery instance 2, pack count 2. All right, let's go ahead and write it again. This is why I usually like to check the settings a couple of times just to make sure that the settings has stuck. Hit disconnect, close it down, open it up again. Okay. Oh, it's giving me a flash pattern. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the button. If you don't assign it a parent battery, and I think that's what I may have done here, you're going to get a battery instance of 0. So let's go ahead and try this again. Maybe we'll actually grab it this time because we do have our serial number here. Write the settings, disconnect, hit the connect button, wait for it to populate the CAN device, the protocol, and the target. It is okay if the protocol is ZCOM or RVC. Either is fine. The target for ZCOM is going to be number 2. The target for RVC is going to be 3F as in Frank. And after that, it looks like we have all of our settings there. So that's good. This battery has been updated. We're going to disconnect, close that off, and we're all set with that battery. So what we're going to do now is go to the parent battery. All right, and then for this one, we are going to, again, go to the EMX settings tool, connect. We see that we have the protocol is RVC, target is 46. We're going to read. We are going to do the screen capture on this one. We are going to save it as EMX underscore parent underscore B4. Disconnect from here, close that program out, and go to the IFM, basic, CAN, okay, close. And again, this is going to also be at node 14. This is why we have to isolate and do it one at a time, because both batteries are at node 14. Put the battery into stop mode. We heard that thunk. We're okay with that. Screen captured this. Going a little bit faster this time, so that we have this for a record keeping. IFM underscore parent underscore B4. And then load, open the file, go back to desktop, firmware, battery. We have our 4.1 that we're going to be loading here. Same file as before. We will hit our all and load. Battery is in stop mode. We are okay with that. It's going to go ahead and start loading this. Again, it's going to do the first load slowly, and then the second one's going to go quite quick. And sometimes this will get stuck, and you'll have to just hit the window and click on it, and then it'll pop this, which we have already gone and updated, it says. So now it's saying we've loaded successfully. We're going to hit OK. We're going to move back to identity. I'm going to hit the update button now. It's going to put the battery into a stop mode. We are okay with that. We're going to take a screenshot of this, and this is saying that we are at 4.1 build 32. So we actually have done it on this battery as well, just verifying. Save this for IFM underscore parent underscore after. All right. And then again, we do need to go to commands and turn this back on. So we'll hit the power on button. Close this program. No, we don't need to save anything here. And then what we are going to do, now what we're going to do is open the EMX settings tool and connect that. Now, we have not hit the button for it to assign itself as a parent battery. So this is what it's going to look like if you do not assign it. It'll come up as target 46. We can hit the read settings button, and over here you will see the battery instance of 0. That's how we know that it's not been assigned. So what we're going to do instead is come over here, hit the power button, wait for it to do its fast flash. It now has assigned itself to a parent battery. We're going to come back and we're going to hit the read settings, and what we should see is battery instance will then go to a 1 of 1 battery, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Battery instance 1. So now we're going to go back to our folder, and we are going to find our parent before battery picture. And we're going to take all of these settings, we're going to kind of copy paste is what we're going to do, and primarily serial number A11P6, and we have to have that 0 before it. A11P6. Because it is a parent battery, the CAN offset is going to be 46. That's fine. Battery instance is 1. That's fine. Pack. There are 2 batteries in this entire setup, so we need to make sure that it knows that there are 2 batteries. The combiner for this specific battery, we are going to keep the pre-charge at 5. Write all of these settings. We're going to disconnect and close this down. Open the tool again. Connect to verify that we actually have implemented these. It does say target 1. Let's go ahead and read. Now we see everything is there where we need it to be. Target or CAN offset is 46. Battery is number 1. Pack of 2. All the things, kept the serial number and everything that we need. So now we'll disconnect, close this down, close that, and what we can do is now I will reconnect our system, but we're not quite done yet because the eGEN display doesn't see the batteries that are underneath here. So what we're going to do is we are going to connect directly using that 3M connector here. We're going to connect directly to the battery, or to the eGEN display. That's what we're going to do. And it'll show us that it's at 2.3. On the screen, though, on the computer, we're going to go to the IFM maintenance tool. We're going to hit basic, can, get rid of all of that. Now for this, the node ID is going to be 110, so we need to make sure that that is the new address there. System information, identity, upload. Yes, we're okay with this going into a stop mode. And we are going to see right here, PSD 23 build 43. That is the firmware for the display itself. Again, we're going to go ahead and take a screenshot of this. We're going to do IFM underscore display before. So we have that. Now we're going to go to software, load, open the file, and for this we are actually going to be using the display file. And this is actually going to be labeled now eGEN 4.1 build 13. Going to load this one, hit all, and load. All right, and we'll go ahead and hit the OK button. When we do that, if we come here to the screen, it'll upload 4.1 build 13. It displays, and it's open because it's not seeing the rest of the system. Because we verified it there, I don't think that we need to verify it here on the monitor, but we can. We can hit identity, update, yes, and if we scroll down, we can see right here, 4.1 build 13. And again, we can take that for setting or for records. IFM underscore display underscore after. And then we will do the same thing here. We'll hit commands, power on, and that'll bring the system back online, and we can close this. And we have successfully updated the entire system. Now we're going to look at a couple of extras. The system can be plugged back together, and now with the entire network in place, we should see both batteries, and the display is correct. If you have any mismatched firmware, this will not be correct. You might have one of two batteries. The display might not even show any batteries at all. So you need to make sure that you have all three pieces of firmware installed. Another thing that we can do is we can tap into the network. And I didn't take screenshots of the EMX tool for the batteries. So we can go back and do that now with both batteries. We can go ahead and hit the connect button. In the upper right corner, it'll give you CAN device, protocol, target, and you can actually select target 1 or 2. So let's start with the parent battery. We'll hit the read settings button. Now we have all of these settings here. I'll take a screenshot. This is EMX underscore parent underscore after. Oop. Oh. We'll fix that. After. So we have that one. And then we can just go to number 2 and read that. And now we have all of the child battery settings. So we'll take a screenshot of this one. This is EMX underscore child after. And then we can disconnect. And there we are. We have the whole system updated to 4.1.